Welcome back to Tempa Customs, and on this episode we are going to be working a little bit on the Vette. If you are familiar with any of the Vette playlists or Vette episodes prior to this, you'll know that just slightly after we bought the Vette, we had to go and take out the catalytic converter that had been broken up, and a lot of the parts had been caught down in the Y pipe. So we disassembled it, took the cat out, put in a straight pipe. I mean, there was nothing left in the cat anyway. It was all down the tube. Put in a straight section of pipe, and then that's how we've been running it, and it's been running just fine. We've been wanting a slightly more aggressive sound from the Vette. So on Marketplace the other day, I picked up two of these relatively new. I mean, they're used, but Flowmaster 40s. I think they're 40 series. Mufflers. They're supposed to sound pretty good. I watched some videos on them. They sound halfway decent. So we're going to try to put two of these in. I picked these up for $50, so $25 a piece isn't half bad for Flowmasters. If they fit. I took a quick glance underneath there. We may not be able to use these, but we're going to find out. And then Katie wanted to keep the twin tip look, but if you're unfamiliar with C4 Corvettes, those twin tips aren't real. Only one side lets exhaust out. The other one is blocked off at the muffler. So it looks like twins, but it's only coming out of one. So we wanted to make it like legit, two pipes. So Katie wanted something slightly different than the oval, so I let her pick what she wanted, which makes sense. It's her car. And she went with these. They are like pinch on, but we're gonna weld them on. So they kind of match her taillights a little bit more. And so those are gonna go down underneath there. And hopefully that'll look well. They're kind of a little narrower, but I'll show you how those are on anyway. And those were kind of just hacked, put back on. They were probably falling off. So let me show you really quick what we've got, what we're working with, and see what we can come up with for getting these Flowmasters hopefully back on. If not, we might come up with a different. I'll have to scavenge Marketplace for maybe a 2-in, 2-out single that we can put further up the line. Let's see what we can do. I'd really like to use these since I already have them, but we'll see. I'm also going to get a decibel reading on the stock pipes before we take them out. And then with the Flowmasters in, not that the decibel reading means anything for what we're doing. I just want to know how loud it is, because we still want it to be streetable loud, but not like crazy loud. We just want more of that muscle car lower tone that these current pipes don't have. So let's look underneath the car. So as I was saying, I don't know if you can actually see, but I'm going to try to get you to see. There's how they were welded on. So I don't even know if these are legit pieces or someone just welded them back on and they're not all straight. This one's kind of looking off in the wrong direction. So it's not like we're losing anything, but again, that one goes somewhere. That one does not. It's just a dead hole. So there's the cat delete pipe we put in. This separates right here, obviously. And it should still separate since we just had it off recently to put that piece in. If I have to get a double pipe, we might be able to stick it in right, or a 2-in, 2-out. We might be able to stick it in right here. I did notice that the transaxle is leaking. That is a new thing. I don't think it's the drain bolt. I actually think it's something worse, but we'll deal with that shortly. Maybe this winter when we have to get it in the shop. So, but yeah, we do have a leak on this pipe. That clamp's already broken, And then these are massive mufflers actually, that we will try to remove here. They're stock GM mufflers. I'd like to be able to use what we have here. Maybe even if to come back here and reshape the pipe going to the Flowmasters. That's fine. We can even use these pieces parts if we have to get some weird angles. I'm okay with doing that, and even going to buy a couple angles if we have to. I'll even cut that off of that muffler. I'm not going to reuse these mufflers. I don't want them anymore. So we'll have to see what we can rig in. If I can reuse that bracket welded to the Flowmaster, and that way that gives us a spot that it's going to be, you know, that's its spot, which would be great. And then we'll worry about the tips and all that kind of stuff afterwards, because we'll see if we can fit them in. So I think our first order of business is to get this off there as best we can. And same on this side, we'll just get these off and get these mufflers out of the way. But before we do that, I do want to get I want to set a decibel meter like 10 feet from the back of the car and start it and kind of get an idea of what our decibels are. So let me get that set up so that we have a baseline for loudness and what it sounds like from that distance. And then we'll do the same thing when the Flowmasters are on. On the floor down here, I have a decibel meter. And that piece of tape is 10 feet from the car. So we'll try to get this thing about the same spot. Let me set this up and start the Vette. It's not a terrible sound. So we maxed at 109, and our average was 61. I'm going to take a minute, try to get the pipes cut off. And once they're cut off, we'll see how we can try to fit these Flowmasters in. Again, if they don't fit, we'll just have to find something else, and we'll figure it out. So let's start with getting these old pipes off. As much as I didn't want to have to, I had to put a slice up at the top here because it's pinched, where the clamp got it right there. And I couldn't get it to fight past that point. So I think it's moving now. I got some movement in it, so let's see if I can continue to beat it out. I think it's moving. Oh, definitely moving. Because I can't, the cut line's way further out now. There we go. There we go. Come on off. Oh boy. Oh, there's something falling around inside that one. Huh. Okay. Pipes are off. And that's going to be it for tonight. Katie and I are heading out to Hebron, Ohio tomorrow morning to meet up at one of the Hot Rod Power Tour 2024 stops just outside of Columbus. So we're going to leave probably like 6 in the morning. We're going to go and get some snacks and food so we have stuff to eat down there. But the next episode you'll see, but probably the episode before this one will be that episode. So that's it for tonight. I will see you guys, I don't know when, but soon. And welcome back. I was thinking about it the other day and I go, I have got some piping I can use for this. So I bought for Rusty an exhaust pipe kit that I'm not yet ready to use, and if I gotta buy more I will. So I've got this section of aluminized, it's like 4 feet aluminized steel, and then also in the same kit I got these. Now there were more of these, but when we did the exhaust on Groot, we used part of the kit as well, because I think my brother and I split the cost of the kit. And I figured this would be all I would need to run the short little length of exhaust I'm going to be running on Rusty, because his is going to kick out over here, I think, which might be a mistake in the future, but we'll worry about that later. So with all these parts though, and all these little tight, like that tight bend, it may get us what we need to make the curve to the mufflers over here. So I'm going to go underneath here and try just kind of mess around with some pieces and see what we can come up with, because even these 45s might be good. Even I don't know. We're going to have to go up there and go under and see what we can come up with. Got a 45 and a 90 here. Well, that's bigger than that, but this is the size of my muffler. It's not a big deal. I can get a conversion size for that. See that? Not enough angle. I thought these were 2.5 inch underneath here. They are not. That wouldn't be bad. As long as we don't hit anything, which I don't think we would. Like over here, and if I can just cut it here and slide my muffler in. Let's get an idea of what that might look like. And this doesn't have to come out that far. This can come out shorter as needed. But heck, actually, if it came out like there to the input on this side, it wouldn't even be close at all. Let's look at that. Okay, let's turn this thing around because we know this can fit here for sure. And this will fit there. Now see, now that's not bad. Things have to be shortened and tightened. Let me go get a jack stand for that and see what it looks like. It may or may not go high enough. We may have to adjust it with a piece of wood, but we'll see what we get. Oh, actually, that's going to go high enough. That's too high. Okay. Oh, flip it over. Like that. Okay, so that's on there. That's again. I can bring the muffler back quite a bit. It's very far out there. Maybe. Let's take this up a couple clicks. Kind of like that. I like that a lot. That doesn't quite fit there. It's close. Close to that. But I don't think that's bad. I just have to slide it back the width of this piece. Yeah, these need to come way up here tighter. First things first on this. This is the exhaust hanger that goes underneath there, and this end was ripped off and broken. So first thing I did was order a new one on Amazon because no local parts store has one. But I drilled a hole through it, wrapped a piece of clothes hanger around it. So at least now that I can put it back up in there, it'll give me a rough estimate of what the height of the exhaust is going to be, because it was hanging a little too low. So I'm going to put this back in, and then I can get the Y pipe up to the height it's supposed to be. That way when the new one of these comes in, it'll be correct, and I can start trying to figure out where these pipes have to go, because without this in there, my Y pipe's hanging way too low. With that resecured, and looking back over here, and this is still sticking out almost to the back here. I need to back it up. I think what I'm going to do is cut off the flange of this pipe. It'll make these two pipes the same size, but that's okay. Actually, what I might do is leave myself... we'll cut the flange off. We'll cut it right at the edge of the flange. That way this still might slip inside a little bit. It's got a little bit of play. But we'll see if that much slides us back as far as we need to go. This is going to have to be cut off to like here eventually, because this tube, this tube here is probably up inside that far. I could get an adapter for this, but I might just pie cut it and pinch it, and then weld it to the other pipe and just weld it my seam. It'll save me some money, and I'm not looking to spend $1 million on this project. So let me cut this, and we'll put it back on, and we'll see how it looks. Here's what we have. It's just kind of hanging by a thread on a clamp, just kind of holding them together close. I still have to cut this. I just marked this side to know how much pipe I can cut off of here, and then pinch this down and make it all fit nice. I'm gonna probably going to have to cut and weld to get this bracket back in. I wonder if I can put it back. Can I put it backwards? Once it's all welded in, it's not going to be easy to get back out. I guess I could weld a bolt to it, I guess, somehow. Height, well, you're actually kind of close. If I were to weld a bracket to the top of the muffler and bolt this to it, it might work. And this is going to go centered in there, which is not bad looking. To get lined up and make sure I'm square on it and make sure I'm centered in this cutout here. But that won't be bad looking if I can do that. I think we're on to something. Back at it again today, and tomorrow's Father's Day, and I don't think we're gonna get much time to work on this tomorrow because everybody's gonna be, well, not everybody. Kobe and Alyssa are coming over, and we're gonna have a day of family time, hang out, play games, whatever. So try to get as much done of this today as I can. And I think our next step is, because I did get, switch you around here. I did get this pipe kind of cut to match that one. I left this one kind of longer on this side because, again, I think as with the Nerf bars on Rusty, getting this depth here is going to be the hardest part to do. I can kind of fudge everything else, but making sure that these look the same and the tips come out of the same part is going to be the hardest part. So leaving me a little bit of room to play on this side to get this way is probably my best bet. And then I was thinking about it. What I should probably do next to make it a little bit easier to get them perfect is to mount the bracket on this pipe for the hanger right here. I'm just going to weld a piece of angle iron to it and see if I can get it darn close to where it needs to be. And if I do the same thing on the other pipe, in theory, they should be very close together lengthwise this way. And I can modify the little bit that I need with the exhaust tip itself. So I think that's my next step. I'm going to cut a piece of angle iron and weld it to here so that this can go on where it's got to go. And we will see if that makes it work the best. I also believe that those pipes are still sitting low. So now I have a jack stand there that won't move. And it'll keep those where they're supposed to be. So this can now go up in here. Oh, don't drop the muffler. That goes there. See, this is not sitting the right angle. So something along the lines of that, I think. I want it to slide all the way as far forward as I can. So it gives me a... Okay, so let's say it's there. Let's say it's there. Let's look at our tip. So if I do it there, that has our exhaust tip way too low. Look how much lower that is. It's got to be tucked up much closer to the car and more centered. So it's got to be something closer to that there. I'm going to try to work that closer to what it needs to be. It's just still too many moving parts. That's not even lined up anymore. Okay. I guess I could always kick them up on an angle. It wouldn't hurt them if they're kicked up on an angle like that. Honestly, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, so there's still too many moving parts on this thing that are causing issues. Let's, oh, I don't have my Sharpie with me. I'm going to make a mark on this thing and grind it a little bit. and like right here, and try to get a Sharpie marker where this has to sit. Right here, and maybe I can put a tack weld on it just to hold it and see if it's where I want it to be, because things are just moving too much. Scratch everything I just said a minute ago on this whole thing. I'm just going to have to weld this directly to the pipe because this bracket I made doesn't fit. It pushes the pipe down too far. And then, to save me some aggravation, I duct taped this seam together, and then this guy still just kind of slip fit on here. If everything stays as it is, which is nice and snug right now, and this muffler is sitting kind of level, kind of like that. It's pretty level like that. Then, if I get my exhaust tip, I still might have to put a little bit of an angle on it to get it as high as I want it. And it's got to slide over to like there. I mean, I can even kick it out sideways a little bit. I can't go too far, then we're going to be off center. I can do something like that. That way they're angled with the back of the car. And then this hanger just has to be tack welded down to there for right now, which I can probably do while it's sitting right. If I leave it right where it is, and I put a couple tack welds on there, everything will kind of stay right where I need it to be. I think it's connected to it. Get a little more higher in here. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. Maybe like that. Maybe, did I get two? Aha, I think I have two tacks on that. That is where it needs to be. Tucked all the way forward into its bracket. So I'll do the same thing with the other one to make sure they're the same. This is touching here, though the other side is not, but that's also because I kicked this muffler in more than I was planning to. So that put me a gap over there, but I can weld that in. And then this is slip fit on, and this is cleaned a little bit, so I'll get a couple of tacks on here to hold this together, a couple of tacks on here to hold that together, and then that means that side should be able to stay there, and we can work this side and see if we can get them identical, or at least very close. Something else that I did was I measured between this point and this point, and it's about 10 inches. So I put a little green dot there. And that'll help me try to get that center of the green dot and make it really close to being middle. So I'm liking the look so far. Let's see if we can tack weld the rest of this in. I'm going to work this side the exact same way. Again, I don't know if it's easier to do this side because I know where this side's going to be, or where this side is, or if it's harder to work this side because it's now this side's got to be precise. This one could just kind of be where I made it. This one now has to be the reverse of that one. Again, on the other hand, now I know where that I want it. I'm not trying to guess anymore. So this one might be easier. I am going to put the tips on the very last because I think that will give me a little bit of error movement. If I didn't get it right, I can adjust the tips just slightly where I weld them. But I'm going to try to get this side lined up and see what we've got. So give me a few minutes. And when I say a few minutes, I mean probably like 2 hours. I'll see you guys back here when I get this one close to ready to weld in. I'm hoping it's not going to be that long, but it probably will. Okay, now I have to finish weld all this stuff. I have completely finished welded it, and I'll come back here and paint it eventually. I'm not concerned about the paint yet. And in perfect fashion, I made this almost impossible to get out. I had done bolt further upstream than I thought, and getting it back in is going to be just as much of a pain, so I brought Andrew out. I'm going to try to support it, and then we have to fight to get these in. Get your side up in that slot, if you can. You're going in? Okay, now, come over to this side. You can do the same thing on this side. Oh, maybe we figured out the technique. One side, then the other side. What do we have to do?
Go toward...
What side?
That way.
Oh, we gotta go that way?
Yeah.
I don't think I can. Oh, no, that side's out. Okay, now try this side again. Uh-oh, it's gonna go back and forth forever.
We're at the hole.
Come on. Oh, it's in. And now for the most important part of this process, at least what Katie will be concerned about, is that the exhaust tips look correct and even and square on the back of the car. I need to get a spacer block is what I need. I just taped those 2 bolts to the top here so that I can set it against the car and it'll fit flush there. Just inside the lip, and I don't mind it at all right there. I think it'll work well if we can tack it in just like that. Whoops. That may be some of the worst welding in the history of welding. This stainless is so thin, it just kept blowing through it. And I tried to dial it in, but wow. Yeah, let's not look too close at that. That is terrible. When the car is down, you shouldn't see it too much, hopefully. Next thing to do is to start it up and see what it sounds like. Oh, that sounds good. I don't know if that's exactly the sound I was going for, but it definitely sounds angry. And that's what we were going for. Let me go get the decibel meter. Now I'm curious about the decibels. Okay, decibel meter is recording. It's in the exact same spot it was in last time. And I don't remember the numbers from last time, but we're going to start it up and we'll look at them after we're done. Oh, it's definitely louder. It's averaging at 62. Oh yeah, it's definitely louder. Oh, we've maxed it out, I think. Yeah. And Katie just rolled in.
Huh?
You just rolled in.
I did. What's up? Ooh.
What do you think?
Ooh, they're pretty.
I made one mistake though, now that I'm looking at it from a distance. I put them with the body line, and I should have put them flat with the taillights. They kick up to, like, they're perfectly symmetrical with the body line.
Oh.
I know, you're not gonna care.
No.
And one of them is a 3/8 of an inch too far out. But other than that, they're really darn close.
They look awesome black.
They're gonna look, yeah, you're not gonna notice them as nearly as much black. Katie's got the mic right now. I'm gonna go start the Vette up. There you go. Look at yourself.
Look at myself?
Yeah, but don't cover it. Okay, so you can hear it. Sounds a little bit nicer.
A little bit?
A little bit.
How much nicer? Ooh. A lot nicer. Oh, I like it. Very nice.
Got that lower rumble that we're looking for.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of tin to it.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I like it. That's way better. That's how it should sound. And with that, we'll end this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a great week.